Good morning, gentlemen. On behalf of Image Graphics, I welcome all of you for this first webinar. And we intend to do this webinars in series. And you will be hearing from us more about the forthcoming seminars. So this is our first effort. And at the end of after this session, I would like to get your feedback and how we can offer you better webinars and on better topics. Thank you, and I hand over the mic to Deepak to continue.
Hi, good morning. Myself Deepak Setia. I'm working in image graphics software as an application engineer. So I welcome you all to our first Wednesday webinar of this year. Today's our webinar topic is what is new in PV Lite 2015. So agenda will be what is new in PV Lite 2015, and we will see how we can use Nozzle Pro for PV Lite software. There is an interface between Nozzle Pro and PV Lite. Every year, Intergraph is releasing their software with huge extra features that can help you to improve your productivity. In like always, Intergraph works on the new features. So some of are requested from our customer also. That all comes in the productivity enhancement. They do the code updates in the so please excuse me. Let me mute somebody. So
Nobody can listen.
Muted. Unmuted.
Yeah, mute. Okay, sorry for inconvenience. So I was talking about like Intergraph works on the new features. Some of are requested from our customer also. That's all come in the productivity enhancement. They do the code updates in the software. Intergraph worked a lot this year on the configuration, analysis, and output report generation. We always try to serve better to our customer. In this regard, we put some local code language that's come under the internationalization. So customer can use our software worldwide. At the end of this webinar, we'll have a short question and answer session. So in the code update list, now PV Lite CodeKit 2015 will support BT's code PD5500 2014. In terms of internationalization, Enhanced PV Lite will allow you to design pressure vessel using Japanese language material that follow ASB Section 8 Division 1 code standard. To include Japanese material in the material database, select ASME includes Japanese material from default value setting of your configuration dialog box. If you want to have Japanese material in your database, so you need to go in the configuration. Under the configuration, you will find default value setting and check this option. Next is base shear value for vessels using Australian seismic code AS NZ 1170.4. It's an Australian and New Zealand 1170.4 vessel code. So they update Australian and New Zealand 1170.4 seismic code. This is most awaiting features for those customers who are using Australian and New Zealand 1170.4 for their seismic analysis. As per section 6.2.3 of Australian and New Zealand 1170.4 state that the value of base shear must be no less than 80% of the fundamental period of a structure. Now, you have the option to select the new verified base shear force meets 80% criteria as per 6.2.3. The software will give you the result whether this is meeting your requirement or not. Enhanced privilege to allow you to select the language of the documentation you wish to view. You can now click Help Language on the Help tab to select whether to view the help documentation in English or Japanese language. In previous version, to change the help file, you would have to enter the new help file location on the configuration dialog box. Then you would have to restart the software to get the changed language in the software. But in new version, it is just straightforward. So go in the help file, or whether you want to view your help in English or Japanese language, you can select from here. Now we are moving to configuration. Once you open your configuration dialog box, you could see a new option added under default value setting. It is do not compress the input files. Enhanced privilege compress input, output, and intermediate file into a zip file when you close a file or when you save an open file with a new name. Previously, the software saved all generated by privilege files separately, like .pvdv, .pvu, .tat, etc. Privilege 2015 by default now saves and compresses all the files under the new .pv extension. So if you are in 2015, if you make any pressure vessel model, so the extension of the file will be .pv. .pv is nothing but the zip file. If you does not want to have .pv extension and want to have as like previous version, then you need to select this option under the configuration default value setting. If you check this option, do not compress the input file. So software will generate input, output, and intermediate file separately. Now let's suppose you have a .pv file. So under the tools, you'll have an option file extension utility. So with the help of this .pv file, you can extract it. So we created a new file extraction utility to allow you to unzip .pv file. The file extraction utility allow you to decompress the file and view them separately. So if you could see this screen, under the tools menu, this option is there, file extension utility. Let's suppose I have a .pv file. So under the browse option, you'll have that browse for folder. Choose this option and give the location for your PV file and say this is the location of this file, and then say extract all. The software will decompress, unzip all the files, all the input, output, and intermediate file of that zip file. You could see here, software is extracting all the input, this is intermediate, and this is output file. In the configuration tab itself, under the job specific parameter, you will find some new features. New configuration option to indicate the software use the nominal thickness of the head. when calculating longitudinal stress. So for this, select use nominal head thickness when computing longitudinal stress. It will be lower the longitudinal stress and increase compressive allowable stress at the intersection of the skirt and bottom head. Then the next is moment add at lug support due to seismic load. Added a new configuration option to indicate the software use the sum of all resultant moment around a lug support during a static analysis of vertical vessel. For this, select moment added lug support due to seismic load is to indicate that the generated seismic loads are in different directions and have the software calculate a more conservative bending moment about the lug support. Next is set material impact test temperature. Enhanced pivot to allow you to design the impact tested temperature for a material as a minimum design metal temperature, it's MDMT. Previously, you had to use the predefined MDMT value for the material, even if you impact tested the material to a lower temperature. So, from set material impact test temperature dialog box, you can define MDMT for a material based on your own impact testing. Now we will come under the productivity enhancement. So software added this pvlit is added a new and very good features that if you want to add 3D model and 2D model along with your PDF report. For that, you need to do the 3 steps. First, complete your model. Then, under the auxiliary icon tab, you will find this 3D PDF option. Go and check this option and analyze it. Once you analyze this, your pressure vessel file, you will get a output window. Select the report, whichever you want, and then under the file option, select preview and print. Once you click on this icon, you will find PDF, print to PDF. It means if you want to include 2D model or 3D model, select whatever you need, or if you want to add both, so select both the things and then go for print to PDF. So I have a sample file, how it will looks like. So once you say it, you'll have this PDF model. This is a complete report with this. I have added only 3D model. So this 3D model is coming, 3D PDF model is coming. Then you'll have a complete report. And in the 3D model, you can rotate your model. So in the model, you can rotate it. And we have several options here. If you want to pan, the option is, we have a pan option here. And if you want to measure that, so we have an option 3D measurement tool. So click on this and you can measure the dimension here. So that all things you can do in this 3D portal. And if you want to put a comments, so add 3D comments. Let's suppose you need to increase that vessel dia. So click on that and say change vessel dia. So it will appear, and you can give this 3D PDF to your concerned person. Now, next is under the productivity enhancement, enhanced privilege and code kill to allow you to access a backup copy of your privilege and code kill file by selecting backup folder. On the file, under the file menu, you have a option backup folder. The software saves a copy of your privilege and code kill job into the backup folder in the program folder when you analyze the job. Earlier it was the, if you unfortunately if any pressure vessel file is being corrupted, so you need to you have to go to the this C drive program file. Under the program file data this, okay, under the Internet of CS, then you'll find a backup folder to, but now in the new version, in the file itself, you'll find a backup folder, so no need to go in that such a long path. Sorry. Enhanced privilege and code kill to allow you to lock or unlock files. Click lock, unlock the current input file on the Tools tab to make a file read-only. Under the Tools menu, you will have the option to lock and unlock the current file. Once you put the lock file, it will be that file will be a read-only, so that it cannot be saved and analyzed. If you lock any files, that file cannot be saved or analyzed. So these enhanced features will reduce the chance of your making accidental change to file. That's a very good feature. Let's suppose if you completed any vessel model, so go on in the tools and say log file. So anybody else cannot save this file and cannot run this file. So it will save you for the accidental change to the file. We have added one more good features, enhanced file, new option. So under the new, you'll have that codes. So earlier it was if you want to go for the let's suppose if you want to work under ASME section 8 division 2 code. For that, what you was doing earlier is first you were select any element, because before that everything was hidden except the element, the code, units, everything was hidden. For that, for make it on, you were going and adding some element like a head or shell. Then only the change code option was activated. Even though if you want to go with ASME section 8 division 2, first you need to start with that element, then you have the option to select the switch the codes. But now in the new version, if you want to work with ASME section 8 division 1, division 2, it's a British code, European code, and project template, you should go and select from here. So you will save the time to go to model that element, and then you are switching your codes. Now, enhanced privilege to allow you to define the dimension of a step tube sheet on the tube sheet parameter tab of the heat exchanger tube sheet input dialog box. So if you want to put the step tube sheet dimension, so in the new version there is an option you can put that step tube sheet dimension. For that, click step tube sheet. Here is the step tube sheet, and define the dimension of the tube sheet in accordance with part UHX 10B of the ASME code in the step tube sheet effective diameter calculation. The software calculates minimum thickness of the tube sheet and automatically adjusts the diameter based on the extension thickness. Software enables the step tube sheet option only when you select tube sheet extended edge flange from tube sheet properties. If you want to do a step tube sheet calculation, so under the tube sheet, heat exchanger tube sheet input, under the tube sheet properties, you have this option, tube sheet extended edge of flange. Once you check this box, then only this step tube sheet icon will come. Then, if you click on step tube sheet, you will have these two options. First is this a step tube sheet between both the side or flat on tube side? So if you check this flat on tube side, you will have a flat on tube side and a step on the cell side. If you are saying this is a step tube sheet only, so both the side it will be the step. So now in the new version, you will have the option to go with the step tube sheet. But if you want to highlight, if you want to open a step tube sheet icon, so please you need to check this option, tube sheet extended edge flange, then only this step tube sheet icon will appear. Next is enhanced code kill to import file in the new .pv compressed file format. When you click import nozzle data from pvlet in WRC 107 and 537 or WRC 297, the software search for both PV and PVDV file. You can see here. So if you want to import your pvlet model in the code kill for WRC 107 and WRC 297, you have an option. So under that WRC 107 and 297, you'll have the option import nozzle data from pvlet. So once you check this box, you'll open a window. So you can import PVDV and PV file in the code kill itself. Next is enhanced code kill to allow you to select and use the metric version of ASME material database. So in the code kill, enhanced code kill, you will have option if you want to use metric ASME material database. So go under the configuration, under the computation control, you'll have the option. If you check this mark, the software will use metric ASME material database. And if you want to go with the year also, so material database year is listed. So if you want to go with the 2009, 2010, 2012. This also is a very good features that enhanced code kill to allow you to analyze nozzle according to HEI standard. If you want to analyze your tube sheet nozzle according to HEI standard, so under the code kill component option, one icon is added extra. Once you open this icon, once you put your cursor on that icon, you will see add new HEI nozzle. So code kill, so enhanced code kill is that option is available that you can analyze your tube sheet heat exchanger nozzle as per HEI standard. We have an interface with FEA. So in the code kill itself, if you are going for this analysis type, software will give you two options. First is WRC 107 and FEA. So that FEA option will work only when if FEA Nozzle Pro is installed on your computer. So you have two options. So if you want to if you want to go with this FEA Nozzle Pro analysis, so in the analysis type, select FEA. Input will be same as per the code kill, but the analysis engine will be changed as per FEA. But for that, you need to install your system should have the FEA software. Enhanced Pivot to allow you to perform FEA on thick expansion joint. This is a very good features added in the Pivot. Is now if you want to analyze your thick expansion joint as per the FEA, so you are having that option. You could see here. So you can go with the FEA analysis. But for this feature also, if Nozzle Pro should be installed on your computer. The FEA software should be installed on your computer. So next is nozzle at location of a shell band and channel at the location of shell band. This is nothing but this fixed bugs in the new version. So in Pivot, previously when you placed a nozzle at the location of shell band, the software performed nozzle data calculation without considering the shell band thickness. Now this bug has been fixed and software considered the shell band thickness in the WRC and nozzle reinforcement thickness calculation. And the same for saddle. Previously, once you adding a saddle at a location of shell band, even though you are putting saddle on the shell band, software performs saddle calculation without considering the shell band thickness. It was considering only the shell thickness. Now this bug has been fixed. The software considers the shell band thickness in the calculation in the longitudinal stress at the top of shell at support saddle calculations. So the last slide of this webinar is the output report. So we could see Enhanced Pivot is improved the PDF output report with the bookmark, with the 3D model and with the 2D model. Once you analyze your vessel model, if PWST or impact testing is required, then software will give you a warning that PWST is a post-well heat treatment and impact testing is required. It will give you a warning. And zoom option in the output processor. It means if you have any difficulties, let's say if you have any difficulties to read the output result, so now Pivot added a zoom option, so you can zoom in and out to see the output reports. So I'm through. So can we have a question and answer session? Once again, thanks for you all to join our webinar.
Thank you.
Thank you.